Shalom. Shalom, Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just going to get into basically, pretty much believe that Yahweh Bashiach Shah is going to be with us, right? Now I got a couple scriptures. Well, really just like two that, and whatever else the Spirit provides me with. Just going into like Lord basically tell us to fear not, right? But at the same time, the only reason you're going to fear not is what? If you fear Yahweh Bashiach Shah, though, you're right. I say you're right. You know what I mean? Because as scriptures say, the fear of the Lord brings strong confidence. So if you fear Yahweh Bashiach Shah, meaning you read Sirach 2 around like 15, if I'm not mistaken, or like the part where it says, those that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, as well as the next verse, those that fear the Lord will do as well pleasing unto him. If you're doing those things, then this right here can really, this right here will apply to you. Or hell, Sirach 2 and 10, right? You can read that too. And this is all for those that fear Yahweh Bashiach Shah, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this Isaiah chapter 41. I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. So, in other words, Yahweh Bashiach Shah don't want us to fear ultimately. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me find that. Fear not what man can do unto thee. Right? We'll go ahead and get that. Psalms. Because this is the spirit we need to be in the times that we are approaching, man. Fearing not of what's to come, right? Because Yahweh Bashiach Shah is going to have our backs because of what we've been doing. Scripture said, because thou hast made thee thy habitation, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. I'm going to go ahead. Where is it? Okay, here it goes. Verse 6. Wait. Yeah, I'm going to get verse 6. Straight to the point. It says, Yahweh Bashiach Shah is on my side. I will not fear what can man do unto me. Right? So, if you believe that Yahweh Bashiach Shah is with you and they not against you, then guess what? You're not going to fear what man can do unto you, because you understand that the Lord is the one who controls man. We got the saying, and it's true, man. Don't fear the gun. Fear the person that's holding the gun, right? So we don't fear the gun, which is the people that the Lord uses to punish us with, whether it be a nation or just in your day-to-day life. But fear the person that's holding the gun, which is Yahweh Bashiach Shah. They're the ones holding, well, ultimately, Yahweh Shah, because Yahweh has given all judgment to Yahweh Shah. So he's the one that's holding the gun. He can shoot you, right? Pow. That's why I said, if you fear the Lord, though, if you fear the Lord, you're good. If you fear the gun, then you shit out of luck. Because if you fear Yahweh Bashiach Shah, is going to drive you to do certain things. Look at Noah. Through the faith and fear of Yahweh Bashiach Shah, faith moved with fear. My bad. In Hebrews 11, faith moved with fear. Made him what? Build that ark. Right? So for one, you got to believe. And two, you got to fear. Them two are synonymous when it comes to serving Yahweh Bashiach Shah. You first have to believe that he is. And then you got to fear that he is, man. Fear of what he can do unto you. Right? Where I'm at. verse 6. Yeah, I'm gonna jump down to verse 8 real quick. This is Psalm chapter 118, verse 8. It says, "It is better to trust in Yahweh Bashem Shai than to put confidence in man." Right? So it's better for you to trust in Yahweh Bashem Shai, man. Ultimately, it's pretty plain cut. And the only way you're gonna be able to trust the Lord if, for one, you fear him, and two, your relationship with him. Right? If you've been working on your relationship, meaning you've been fearing the Lord, and the Lord been putting you to do things, as well as delivering you out of them, because also in Psalms, I think it's in 91, if I'm not mistaken. It's like you. Also, it's also in Psalms where it says, many are of the affliction of the righteous, but the Lord deliver them out of them all. Right. So every time you're getting delivered out of a situation, that's another growth within your relationship, your faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's going to make you be able to fear not when the time comes, trusting in Yahweh Bashem Shai when the time comes, because he already put you in situations where you trusted him and he came through for you before. That's why it's so important to have that relationship, an actual relationship, not what these people have in the world, quote unquote relationship. Oh yeah, we working on it. We've been on and off. Like, nah, bro. You better, Rock 5-7. Terry not to turn to the Lord. You better get that shit right. Because if you don't, then you're subject to the indignation that's going to come upon this world, that the Lord is going to put upon this world. Right? But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to Isaiah 41. This is Isaiah chapter 41, and back in verse 10. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." Right? So, yeah, Yahweh was telling us not to worry because, man, I'm your power. I got you. Here, I'm going to hold you up with my right hand. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh gave us Yahweh Shai. Right? So our hope lies in ultimately Yahweh Shai, because he's our only way back to the Father. And now that we understand it and we have that, all you got to do is serve him. Serve him in fear. The concept is simple, but the process is the hard part. Fear the Lord to keep his commandments. The hard part is actually doing it, because we're in these bodies, so we got to fight the flesh. And on top of that, Satan wants us too. So guess what? Satan's messing with our lives, meaning our lives are not getting better here. Like, don't get me wrong, Lord, he'll allow your situation to get better, but let's be honest, man. Let's be honest, man. The Lord, ain't nothing for the Lord to fuck up your life just to get you right. Because that's exactly what he will do. If he sees that's what's needed, that's what he's going to do. And you have to be okay with that. That's you being meek, ultimately, accepting the dealings the Lord has with you. But I'm gonna jump down to verse 14. It says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." Right? So Yahweh Bashem Shai, he will help us. Right? Yahweh Shai, man, he's going to help us, man, as long as we do what we're supposed to do, man. Isaiah the 65th chapter, man. Verse 13 through 15, if I'm not mistaken, around that area. My servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Like, come on, man. The Lord, bro, he got us, man. So there's nothing to fear. Now, don't get me wrong. The flesh is going to do what it's going to do best. It's going to react. It's going to be the first thing that happens. Heart drop, heart start racing. You might get shooken just for a second, though, but the ultimate call is through the Spirit. Right? I forgot how Elder Kanak said it, man, because I think he said the flesh is something else, and then the Spirit is the reaction. I forgot. Or acts. I forgot how he said it, man. It was some time ago, so like it. But yeah, he said it perfectly. It was something along the lines how the flesh basically, it's the reaction to whatever is happening, and your spirit is pretty much the action or the result or the ultimate decision. Or like, I don't like you. Lord willing, I get what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to word it the best I can. I can't. But the flesh is going to do what it's going to do, but the spirit is going to be the one making the final call, ultimately. Just like if you be placed in front of that guillotine, guess what? Your heart going to be racing. You might be sweating. All kinds of thoughts going through your mind, but the spirit is going to be the one's going to be like, I got to do this. Sure, ultimate love, Yahweh Shem Shai, I'll be back. You go through with it. Only through the spirit is going to be able to do that. Through Yahweh Shem Shai. Because he has to give you the spirit to be able to do that. You know? That's why it's so important to pray. Pray to Yahweh Shem Shai for spiritual things, man. Because anything else, hell, Psalm, Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter. Goes all into it, man. Yahweh Shai, which is that preacher that it talked about in the first verse. Bro, he lets you know that everything is vanity. So everything down here is vanity, man. It's vanity, vain, waste of goddamn time. Unless you're serving Yahweh by Shem Shai. Now we do what we got to do to survive here to the best of our ability, right? Because we got to occupy till he comes. But other than that, man, like there's everything else is just a waste, man. You know, your hobbies, whatever it may be. This is the only thing that's truly important, man. And it's important that you fear not man, but fear Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Right? Because it's so many perks to fearing the Lord, because that's what he wants. He wants you to fear him. Isaiah 33:6. What it says in the last verse, last part of that verse. He said, I'm just, quote, he said, Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right? So the Lord, he treasures those that fear him. So if you fear him, that's mean he's with you, man. He's going to be on your side in that day, aka Jacob's trouble, to deliver you. And that's why we ain't got to fear about anything else, because we fear the power of the whole universe. We fear the power that's in control of the things that we see. If you fear a power like that and he's on your side, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, yes, you're going to get tested. Of course, you got to get tested. Do you truly believe in him? Do you truly fear him more than these mortals? You know? So, yeah, man. Fear not thy worm, Jacob, man. Right? We're that worm. We're defenseless. We ain't nothing with how Yahweh B'Shem Shai. So fear not, man. You know? Anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I want to end off by saying, Kal Halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem R'chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yesharala.